Finding our on-center slot. Well, we need to find the middle of the piece of wood. So I'm going to take my tape measure. I already know that it's 1 foot 1 3/8 inches. I need to divide that in half. I'm going to do wood. Line this up to the end. We want our notch to be 6 11/16. So here's 6. Half an inch is 8/16. 9, 10, 11. So here's the center. Now remember that our notch is a half an inch wide. So I'm just going to move this over just a touch and measure out to half an inch. There's the 7-inch mark, and then there's the 6.5 inch mark. It doesn't matter which half an inch we use to measure. This one just happens to be really convenient to use. So here are my outer markings. I'll turn my framing square over. And mark in from there. There's my mark. We have to figure out how deep this needs to be. And over here at the edge of the drawing, there's a 1 inch that doesn't line up to anything. So since it doesn't line up to anything over here, we have to look in and see if we can find where it lines up. And it does line up to there. So our notch wants to be 1 inch deep. The 1 inch mark. Okay. 1 inch mark. So there's our notch. That's what we want to cut out. For the notch, I use 2 clamps to clamp my work to the table. So here's my notch. The X is on the inside. I want to cut this out. This pattern here, it's a rectangle. I've clamped my work to the table. And one thing that we must be sure of is that we don't cut into the table. So I'm going to make sure that I have enough clearance. Now this notch is 1 inch deep. So as long as I have more than 1 inch, I do until the table. This is going to require a few different passes with this saw. Notice that I've cut on the inside of the line. If I cut the line in the center, my notch would be too large. But I'm cutting the inside of the line. So here are my 2 sides to my notch. The 2 sides cut, I'm going to take my saw, and this time I'm going to make a little turn when I get to about here and go towards that corner to get this big block of wood out. Insert your blade slightly, and then turn it on, wait for it to come to speed, and then start your work. Saw right here. So you'll see we have this little bit left over at the end of my notch, and I want to make this straight. So I'm going to take the blade and I'm going to gently chip away at it and move side to side. Take your time. is my notch.